Sul, hello, and Labas. Today is very early in the morning on Saturday. The year is 1305, and we have just seen Vilkas go out to go hunting so that Darius can go out hunting later. Today's their hunting day for the week. Saturdays are going to be our hunting day just to make it easier to track. And it's our first year without Selby, our first year without Dovile. And this year is also Harlan's birthday into a young adult. So it's quite scary now that we don't have Dovile because I don't know what's going to happen. And poor Darius is here with two toddlers and Esmond, who is about to turn into an infant, and literally as soon as Darius wakes up. But we're going to try and get a little bit ahead of this by potty training Aidwolf and see if we can get him to be able to go potty by himself. But I don't think we're going to be super successful in that. But we can try. Sure, I bet that they would have a strict dynamic. So, I was thinking about this and I thought that we haven't really gotten to know Darius as well as we've gotten to know, oops, too close. We haven't really gotten to know Darius as well as we've gotten to know some of the other family members. And that's because Darius is he's quite a quiet guy. I think that in my mind, Darius, ever since he's been a kid, has been very quiet and sort of reserved. He's always been incredibly friendly and never had any conflict with anyone. His family has had huge conflict with the Evanson family. Every one of them. The mom, Adelbjorg, the dad, Vilkas the older, Vilkas the younger. Even Dovile had conflict with members of the Evanson family. But Darius has never really had any conflict with anyone. He kind of we saw when Briar was sort of yelling at him, he just kind of walks away whenever there's conflict. So he hasn't had any really negative relationships with anyone except for the Earl, and all of that is mostly due to actions taken by other people. He kind of is a sim who just keeps to himself and believes in doing his duty, and he wants to improve his family, but he kind of thinks that the best way to do that is to not rock the boat and to go along with the current system. He's kind of a very pragmatic sim, and I don't think that he believes or thinks in the ideas of this should be this way or this could be this way. I think he kind of just sees what is and tries to work out with the situation as it stands. And so I think that, he's kind of just a more reserved sim who believes in doing his duty and helping his family to be successful. And I think he really, oh golly. Okay, Vilkas, go ahead and hide until you get over that, because we've got plans for you today, my bud. But I don't know that, he's somebody who's out there trying to rock the boat. What are you up to, Gree? Nothing? Why don't you play with your toy? I know you have one. Yeah, play. And then we're going to age up Esmond. And remember, we don't have to... Oh, you probably do need a toy there, bud. We don't have to roll in the way that I'm doing the rules. We don't have to roll for them turning into an infant. Oh, there we go. Aw, Sunny. Very cute. Go ahead and tummy time with that kid, if you don't mind. We're going to modify you really quickly. So Vilkas already went out hunting, and he has now headed over to... He's headed over to London because they've heard at this point that Dovile has passed away, sadly. And while Darius would like to go, I think, he has 3 small children and this entire holding to run, and he just can't get away. As it is, he's really struggling. He hasn't even gotten away for being able to go hunting yet. So Oakley, who's a member of the Plowman family. Why are you guys crying over here? Gree, you monster. Yeah, okay. So, gosh, these kids. So Oakley was really good friends with Dovile. She's a plowman. She's actually Huxley's sister. She's also really pretty. So anyways, Oakley is over here with our family to sort of like help out and make sure that we're surviving. We've already paid for our funeral, and we're about to have to pay our Harriet tax, which of course means that we're losing our best animal. So unfortunately, we're gonna lose our cow, but right now we have a lot of extra milk and we haven't been able to do anything with it. So hopefully we're gonna be just a-okay. Gree, you bully, go ahead and do some shapes. So Oakley's just helping out around the house to sort of like get everything going. Get us like some food stores sort of like built up for when we don't have a woman around, since the men aren't really cooking at this time. And randomly the Earl showed up to our home, so we've just invited him in. Oh, that's right, I've locked it for people who aren't in our family. Well, what do you want here, buddy? Oh, we give you some parenting tips, even though he's not a parent in this. I mean, he is, but he's not. Not really sure why he's shown up here, but maybe we can give him one of our candles or a honey, since he just gave us a gift. Oh, he just got attacked by bats? That's pretty funny. Sure, Oakley, you can like cooking. That's totally fine. We do really want to get back on the Earl's good side, because eventually we're gonna want to try to escape serfdom when we have enough money. And at this point, like, our relationship is going down because of actions taken by other people. And so we're losing our ability to be successful with that because of other Sims, not because of us. So we're just going to do a few interactions and try to, actually, we do have some eggs hanging around, so don't worry, Gree. We've got you taken care of. Oh, there's a plate just right there. Males? No. So yeah, I don't know. They're just kind of like hanging out, doing some easy helping around the area, getting everything sorted. Oakley's helping everyone to sort of like just survive. Both the boys are asleep currently, and Darius is doing all of the tasks. Other than that, like, I don't know, nothing really is going on, you know? She's helping out to make some mead for the family and make sure that everyone is keeping up. She's even going to make them proper food because she's really nice like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Oakley. You're a kind soul. So yeah, Vilcus went out early so that Darius could go later. Esmond's aged up. Oh, we'll show you him once he's woken up. Selby's funeral already cost $60. It happened in the middle of the night. $60, 60 simoleons, because churches were paid for marriages and funerals. And we lost our cow. Oh, maybe that's why the Earl was here, doing our Harriet tax. Vilcus is off for London, as we know, and Oakley has come over. Yep. Oh gosh, Esmond is awake. And so in a second, we're gonna have her come over and we're gonna have to feed the buddy. Hopefully before he wakes up his siblings. Darius is away, but he'll be back soon, hopefully with some hunting stuff. He's got his own needs to also take care of, so we'll have him do that too.
Oh, Limla Penosa.
Oakley is such a pretty sim. Like most of her family, she's gloomy because they lost their parents not very long ago, and they are, you know, all kind of reeling from that. Sawyer was forced to marry, and I don't think that anybody really wanted him to get married in their family, but that was sort of the request from the Earl. That's why he's married to Dagmar, and that's also why he's never at home. He's trying to avoid that. They haven't even had a child yet, him and Dagmar. But yeah, Oakley's family is pretty big. She has a younger brother named Riley and a younger sister named Thistle. They're twins. She's actually Huxley's twin. And then their older brother Sawyer is the head of the household currently. We're gonna leave Esmond on the ground once he's done tummy time so that we can do some other things around the place. Oh no, we don't have enough honey now. We can make chocolate honey mead. Oh, nice job, Esmond. What a cutie. So this is Esmond. He looks really different to his two siblings, I think. Oh, nice job, buddy. He and his siblings do not look the same, in my opinion. But his face shape is different. He does have like Selby's hair color and I think Darius's eye color. But he looks really different to his two siblings. Like Esmond has very defined features. And, Aidwolf has very defined features. And Gree looks like the spitting image of her mom in terms of her face shape. But I don't know. This kid's different. He's a different guy, you know? It's kind of pretty boring here today, which is nice after the absolute chaos of the past couple of days. On Sunday, we're actually going to switch over to the Brewers for Harlan's birthday and to see how everything's going there. And then once everyone has gotten their food, I think we're going to have Oakley go ahead and give a bath to Aidwolf because he's stinky. Gree's gonna go potty and I don't know, probably rain terror on everyone. And hopefully Darius gets back soon. He's really tired. Yikes. And then we'll swap over to the Brewers and see how they're going. My gosh, I'd forgotten I'd built this place. This is a tavern in the port of, kind of London. Yeah, the port of London. And so Harlan is here and Vilcus just arrived. It's pretty late and they're going to request a table to sit at and have a meal together. I had forgotten I built this place. So this is like a little medieval restaurant slash tavern. That's kind of the idea. Look at these two redheaded guys tied together by one brunette-headed lady.
Dag, Jomis.
Oh, I'm really sad that we lost Dovile. So this is the build, the tavern. It has two different parts. It has got the restaurant part over here. This is sort of like an eating, well, it's a restaurant. What can we say? It of course has a bathroom because that's a requirement. So there are two bathrooms, one on each side as you come in. Out here is kind of a bar area and sitting area in case people just wanted to hang out. And then over here is more a sort of like activity space, as well as like this is what would have been common in medieval times with taverns. What it would be is that a lot of the time in a tavern there would be a big room that could have, I think, let me just find it. My notes about just England 1300s to basically the Peasants' Revolt is currently 111 pages, so it can take me a little while to find information, but I don't want to lie about it, you know? Well, anyways, I can't find that information, but the point is that there is usually a big communal room in a tavern where everyone hangs out together. That's like the cheapest room, the most affordable one. Although there are often other ones as well. Hey, have you guys gotten your food yet? Oh, you have. Have to get a picture of this, the two lads. So here the two guys are having their meal together, brought together by death and love. The two most powerful forces in the world. Anyways, so we're going to leave them to it while we go explore the rest of the place. So yeah, there's the whole area that's like communal sleeping quarters. Dang it. So yeah, there's the communal sleeping space with activities down there, and then there's sort of like a private chamber over here. That's the nicest one. There's another private chamber over here, and then you can go out along the little balcony to this side. Over here is a communal bath, and then like two much less nice quarters that are private though, so in case you don't want to hang out, in case you don't want to hang out with everyone else. So what we'll do is go ahead and pay up and leave. You'll notice that Harlan's finances are not what they were before. That's because I averaged out how much they're making per day and then took out the 20% taxes. So with his business, he's currently making about 448 simoleons a day, and I just basically gave them the money for that, although I took off some for the day that I think that they would have spent grieving and not opening the business. It's been, I think, about half a year, maybe even 9 months since we lost Ovile. And Harlan, you might not be able to tell in this outfit, but he's lost quite a lot of weight and he's not looking that great. It's been a very stressful year for him with two small kids, being in a new town. He doesn't have a community here to support him. He's kind of trying his best to do everything on his own. He's having to get a lot of nannies and wet nurses in, so he's spending a lot of money. And he's really struggling as well with the loss of his wife because he really did love her. So I think that things are going a little bit rocky here. On the upside, Aiken aged up into an infant. And here he is. He got Dovile's hair color. And I think Dovile's eyes as well. And other than that, I can't really tell what he's going to look like at this point. I really struggle with them when they're young to tell what they're going to look like. So Vilkas arrived. They went to eat last night when he got in. And I think that we're going to go to the church soon.
Nip nub, nip nub.
We'll have Vilkas take a little nap. I guess it makes sense that he would be really tired. He's traveled, the entire night, so that does make sense. And then I guess we'll go ahead and sort of like check in once it's time to go to the service at the church where Dovile has been laid to rest. Dang, Thunder. Not cool. Not cool. Can't you tell he's going through enough? Yikes. Okay, so it's about noon. I think that the normal Sunday service would have finished let's pretend that they went there, but we didn't this time. So we are going to go with Vilcus for the service to the church where Dovile is. Actually, we're going to say that Aiken Sr., Harlan's father, would have made it as well. This is the parish church for the part of London that Harlan is living in. It's made exclusively pretty much with Felix Andre's Gothic revival stuff. So yeah, it's got like a little chapel-y area up here, and then down here this is sort of the service area. Okay, so Pastor Edvin is giving sort of the speech about Dovile and her life. I recently learned that in medieval times there were a lot of different aspects to funerals that were really interesting. So one thing that's really interesting is that funerals were usually held at night with only men in attendance. So only men would have gone to the funeral, and it would have been at night, which is kind of strange. And of course, because there were no morgues and there were no telephones, funerals would happen really fast with really low attendance, which is why these guys couldn't make it there for the actual funeral. However, a month later, because so few people could have made it to the original funeral, they would give a service so that more people would have had time to make it. And I do wish that Darius could have made it, but unfortunately, with 3 kids of his own to look after, he just wasn't going to be able to. A year after the passing, or a year after the funeral, there would be a feast held to mark the 1-year anniversary of the loss, and as a way for even more people who maybe couldn't make it to the service to be able to come together. So I feel like what we're gonna do is try to, about a year from now, have a big get together between the brewer side and the Payne side, sort of to say a feast and a goodbye to, well, both of the ladies that we've lost. So currently Dovile is the only one out here, and I think that Vilcus, you're killing me. Think that we're gonna go ahead and mourn Dovile. Eventually, this will be a really big. Eventually, this will be a really big graveyard, I'm sure of it, because eventually more of the Sims will end up in London. But for now, it's just Dovile here. Actually, luckily that it's just Dovile here. Fingers crossed, because today's Harlan's age up day to a young adult, and I don't know what's going to happen if he passes, because he is, a father to 2 young children. So I think that Harlan's just going to... Wow, Harlan doesn't have like a mean bone in his body, and he wants to become disliked by Lancaster. I think we're gonna have it... Okay. So I think we're going to have it so that Vilcus comes back with us so that we can see how Harlan's going to go with his role.
Oh, whoopee gorge.
And, hey, what the heck? Okay, we're going back home, and Aiken Sr. is going to stay behind because he was mean. Oh, look, his brother came by. Well, we can invite him in. How are you doing? You're doing pretty okay. Vilcus, I know it's not really your job, but... Would you mind terribly? As for you, go ahead and stack. As for you, you're gonna have to learn how to cook, bud. So you can make a garden salad so that we have 0 risk of anyone paying the ultimate price for their lack of skill in cooking, shall we say. And look at Vilcus. He's 17 years old and he's so different from what he used to be like. Now, I'm afraid that it's somebody's birthday. And I think we all know who that is. So we might go ahead and roll for him now, just so that it gives me enough time to be able to deal with the consequences of whatever ends up happening. Yikes. So Harlan, who is now experimenting with facial hair.
Dukna, Skibabora, huh?
Who's not very impressed with the diapers. Is cleaning up around the place. To refresh our memories, the young adults just have to, since I changed it so dramatically from there being a lot more risk at the early stages of life than later, he just has to avoid rolling a 6 or a 14. But at this point, I'm kind of nervous because if we remember, like, oh, Selby's sister. If we remember, Dovile and Selby both had only a 10% chance of failure when they were giving birth, and they both perished. So, I don't know. Hopefully we don't lose him as well, because if we do, we're kind of, I don't know what's going to happen with the Brewers, you know? Okay, so once again, all we've got to avoid is the 6 or the 14. He just has to avoid those to become a young adult successfully. And he scrapes by totally fine with a 7. He's going to be A-okay. We get to keep Harlan, who now has another 36 days added to his life. Oh, dang, I guess that means we have to give him a birthday and a makeover. Oh, okay. If that's not picturesque, I don't know what is. Taken quite a lot of screenshots. Will we still get it from this angle? No, it has to be over here with the chamber pot. Okay, well, I can dig it. Wonder what he's thinking about. So Harlan's A-okay. Next year in 1306, we'll be back here on Saturday, because that's going to be Aiken's age up into a toddler. But there are quite a few birthdays next year, actually. So Esmond and Gree are both aging up. They're both going to have to face another role, and for Gree, that's kind of the last really big one. If she can make it through that, she should have an A-okay time of making it to teenagehood and starting her own line, but we shall see. We shall see. Harlan, I think, is starting to move on from the loss of Dovile. I don't have any plans to remarry him, because it was Dovile who was the one who was a part of our legacy. Harlan could get married again, but we're not going to be keeping track of the children that he would have, and I guess we can just see. No, he won't, because of neighborhood stories, because he's one of my controlled families. If you think that Harlan should get married again, let me know, so that the kids, so that Leanne and Aiken Aiken the second, Aiken Jr., so that they can have a mother figure in their life. If you think that that's important, then we can do that. But if not, we don't really need to, because any children he would have with another wife wouldn't really. And he's good, loyal, horse lover, and good. You know, I wish Dovile had lived. I think they would have been really happy. I think that that's going to do it for the first half of 1305. It was kind of a slow one, not as much going on, but maybe we're settling into a bit of a rhythm. Who knows? If you like this episode, please always comment your thoughts, your feelings, your interpretations, and of course subscribe if you can. That helps out a lot. It's been nice to have a half of a year where nothing unexpected happened. So I can't wait to carry on and see you all in the second half of this year. Goodbye, everyone.